So you'll be all right?
Yeah, I'm gonna grab a crab with my 20 bucks.
A lot of crabs out there tonight.
At first glance, everything in Pretty Woman looks perfect. The clothes, smiles, and magical scenes. Each moment feels just right. But sometimes, even the best movies have small surprises hiding in plain sight. One photo from the set shows a funny blooper that wasn't edited out. Join us as we uncover the Pretty Woman blooper you possibly did not notice. Number 20. The real locations that brought Pretty Woman to life. While watching Pretty Woman, it's easy to be enchanted by the lavish settings and glamorous locations. Surprisingly, many of the memorable scenes in the film were filmed in actual places in Beverly Hills, not on a movie set. The Regent Beverly Wilshire Hotel, in particular, stands out as an iconic spot in the movie, adding to the romantic atmosphere between Richard Gere and Julia Roberts' characters. Another important location was the Ambassador Hotel, which was featured in several scenes before being torn down in 2005. The movie features an upscale restaurant where the characters Vivian and Edward eat, called Voltaire, but in real life, it is known as Cicada. Cicada is an elegant restaurant located in downtown Los Angeles that remains popular. These real locations helped make the story feel realistic yet magical, allowing the audience to get lost in the movie's charm. Pretty Woman not only entertained, but also offered a view of Beverly Hills in the 90s. Now, let's dive into some behind-the-scenes moments that made this iconic movie even more special. Number 19. The secret to Julia Roberts' genuine laugh. Julia Roberts became famous for her beautiful smile and lively personality in the movie Pretty Woman. However, what many people may not realize is that making her laugh on camera was not always simple. One scene in particular that is memorable is when her character Vivian watches the show I Love Lucy. Julia's laughter in that scene seemed completely genuine, and even the director, Gary Marshall, couldn't recreate it artificially. In order to capture a real laugh from Julia, Gary got inventive. He tickled her when the camera wasn't rolling to make her laugh uncontrollably. This was a fun and surprising moment during filming, but it ended up being the ideal way to achieve the genuine and happy laughter required for the scene. This playful tactic also helped strengthen Julia's ability to engage with her viewers. Number 18. Vivian's unforgettable red jacket moment. When the movie Pretty Woman was first shown in theaters, Julia Roberts' character Vivian caught everyone's eye with her confident and playful fashion sense. Each outfit she wore had its unique story to tell, from her daring thigh-high boots to her attention-grabbing mini dresses. Vivian's wardrobe was bold yet charming, reflecting her energetic personality. However, the most memorable piece of clothing from all her outfits was the famous red jacket. The costume department had a hard time finding the right jacket for Vivian. They looked in many places, but couldn't find one that suited her character. Then, a crew member saw a woman wearing the perfect red jacket on the street. They quickly offered to buy it for $30, and the woman said yes. Vivian's jacket became a key part of her outfit in the movie, defining her early style. The bold color of the jacket reflected her confident and daring personality, making it a perfect pick. Choosing to use that particular jacket ended up being one of the top last-minute decisions made while filming. Today, the red jacket is still known as one of the most iconic items of movie fashion. It represented Vivian's transformation from a tough, streetwise woman to someone with big dreams and a lot of love in her heart. Through this single article of clothing, the film influenced a whole generation of fashion styles and brought inspiration to many fans worldwide. Number 17. The role that slipped away from Molly Ringwald. In the beginning of casting for Pretty Woman, the filmmakers were looking for the right actress to play Vivian. They considered Molly Ringwald, a popular actress from the 1980s, known for movies like Pretty in Pink and 16 Candles. Molly was well-liked and seemed like a good choice with her appealing nature and fame. Although she was offered the role, Molly was unsure about accepting it. Molly read the first version of the script for Pretty Woman and wasn't sure about the story or Vivian's character. The first script was darker and not the romantic comedy that audiences ended up seeing. Molly declined the role because she did not think it was the right project for her at the time. She did not realize that the script would be changed into the beloved fairy tale that captured the world's heart. Molly now realizes that turning down the movie Pretty Woman was a major career mistake. Being the lead in such a famous film could have made a huge impact on her career. Instead, Julia Roberts was chosen by destiny, and she brought a lot of charm, emotion, and excitement to the character. Julia's incredible performance quickly made her a huge star in Hollywood. Pretty Woman wasn't just a popular movie, it became a timeless favorite that people of all ages enjoy. Even though Molly went on to have a successful career, not being a part of Pretty Woman still leaves a mixed feeling of happiness and sadness. Number 16. A surprise that became movie magic. One of the most famous scenes in Pretty Woman is when Richard Gere's character Edward surprises Julia Roberts' character Vivian by playfully closing a jewelry box. This moment was not planned in the script. It was Richard Gere's spontaneous idea to add an element of genuine joy to the scene. While filming, the director told Richard and Julia to stay true to their characters. Right before Julia could touch the diamond necklace in the box, Richard decided to close it. Julia's laugh was genuine and added an element of sweetness and spontaneity to her character Vivian. This moment brought a charming authenticity to the movie. The crew immediately understood the significance of the event that had just occurred. Rather than filming another take, they decided to include the genuine reaction in the final version of the film. This scene has since become one of the most famous and cherished moments in the movie, loved by fans for years to come. The unexpected surprise not only made a lasting impression, but also demonstrated the strong trust and chemistry between the two actors. Their genuine bond made the love story of Vivian and Edward seem realistic and touching. At times, unexpected incidents can enhance a movie and make it memorable. A casual and fun interaction between two actors transformed a decent scene into something extraordinary, highlighting the power of authentic emotions for viewers to appreciate. Number 15. The valuable necklace and the extra security it needed. In the movie Pretty Woman, a very important and unforgettable object is the diamond necklace that Richard Gere's character, Edward, gives to Julia Roberts' character, Vivian. This necklace is not just any ordinary piece of jewelry. It is a luxurious and valuable item worth more than $250,000. This necklace, created by famous French jeweler Fred Hollier, was important in a romantic and iconic scene in the movie. To keep it safe during filming, the production team took extra care. It wasn't just a prop to be handled casually. The necklace had to be protected. Security guards were always nearby, making sure the valuable jewelry was never left alone. Security guards were responsible for accompanying the necklace as it was transferred between locations during filming, closely watching over it the entire time. The high level of protection and focus on keeping the necklace safe showed its value and emphasized the significance of the scene in the film. Now, let's look at the behind-the-scenes moment when Julia Roberts took her driving skills to a whole new level during one of the film's most exciting scenes. Number 14. Julia's driving adventure in Hollywood. The film perfectly captures the moment when a young woman from a less privileged background experiences the luxury lifestyle. Not many people realize that Julia was just 21 years old when filming the scene. Although she was enthusiastic about the opportunity, she had a minor issue. She wasn't very skilled at driving. Julia had only driven a few times before and was nervous about handling such an expensive car. Despite her concerns, the director motivated her to drive for the scene. The scene was supposed to demonstrate Vivian's freedom and newfound confidence, so it needed to be realistic. Julia was initially unsure but tried her hardest to drive the car through the bustling streets, and to her delight, she did a great job. Her true excitement and charisma came across, making the scene even more captivating. The audience couldn't tell she was anxious at first, and it was this authenticity that made the moment special. Now, let's take another look at one of the most memorable parts of the movie, where Vivian goes on a shopping spree she will always remember. Number 13. Vivian's memorable shopping spree. When Vivian tries to shop at fancy stores for the first time, She is rejected by rude salespeople who look down on her because of how she looks. They do not think she should be in the expensive stores of Beverly Hills, which is very different from Vivian's kind and humble personality. However, Vivian doesn't let this stop her. She goes back to the stores, now wearing a beautiful and classy outfit that changes her appearance completely. She confidently enters the store, eager to use Edward's money and show she fits in with these fancy shops. This not only signals a change in her clothes, but also a boost in her self-esteem and confidence. What makes this moment stand out is Julia Roberts' authentic happiness and delight. You can tell she is genuinely enjoying herself as she explores this new lifestyle, and her excitement is infectious. Her face lights up with excitement as she experiences the luxury of Beverly Hills for the first time, reflecting the emotions of her character. This scene in the movie is significant as it highlights the personal development of Vivian. Number 12. A funny surprise in the bathtub scene. One of the most amusing and surprising moments while filming Pretty Woman occurred during the well-known bathtub scene. In the film, Vivian is joyfully singing to songs by Prince while enjoying a bath. The mood looks lighthearted until Edward, played by Richard Gere, enters to talk about important issues such as the amount of money he would be giving her. Vivian, feeling excited and playful, quickly dunks her head underwater after hearing the sum. However, without Julia Roberts knowing, the crew had arranged a prank. When Julia put her head under the water, Richard Gere, director Gary Marshall, and some crew members quietly exited the room. When Julia looked around, she realized she was all by herself. Her reaction of shock and amusement was truly priceless. The prank made the set atmosphere even more enjoyable. These moments demonstrate the happiness and humor that went into making the movie, making it especially meaningful to fans today. And speaking of surprises, the next behind-the-scenes secret might shock you. Julia Roberts, the woman who looked so natural and confident in romantic scenes, was very nervous during those moments. Number 11. Julia's shy side during love scenes. When Pretty Woman depicted the romantic relationship between Vivian and Edward, the reality off-screen was quite different. Julia Roberts, renowned for her vibrant and cheerful presence on screen, was surprisingly shy when it came to filming the intimate love scenes. Despite being a skilled actress, these romantic scenes posed a significant challenge for her. While filming, Julia would often get very tense and uncomfortable, causing shooting to be stopped multiple times. She had difficulty staying in character due to the nervousness she was experiencing. This shocked many people on set because Julia appeared confident and lively in other scenes of the movie. The film crew was understanding and supportive, allowing Julia the time to calm down and feel at ease. This inside information about her performance makes it even more remarkable. When you watch the finished movie, you wouldn't be able to tell she was nervous. Her on-screen connection with Richard Gere seemed authentic and captivating, making their love story easy to fall for. Julia's openness behind the scenes reveals the effort and emotion she poured into her role, creating a character that still resonates with audiences. Number 10. The dress that stole the show. Vivian's stunning red dress from Pretty Woman is now an iconic outfit in movie history, even though it wasn't originally supposed to be red. The creative team behind the film debated over whether Vivian should wear a black dress instead for the opera scene. Some thought black would be more elegant, while others were concerned it might make the scene feel too serious. Marilyn Vance Straker, a costume designer, strongly advocated for a vibrant red dress. She conducted multiple screen tests to demonstrate how the color added warmth, passion, and excitement to the scene. Eventually, she persuaded everyone by showcasing the impact of the red dress. When Julia Roberts appeared in the dazzling red gown on screen, it was enchanting. The combination of the dress, her radiant smile, and the romantic moment created a magical effect. This iconic image from the film not only made Vivian look stunning, but also represented her confident and radiant transformation. Today, when people recall the movie Pretty Woman, they often remember the iconic red dress, showing that taking a risk on a unique idea can result in a memorable outcome. Number 9. How the movie was almost very different. Before the movie became the iconic romance it is now, the first script was titled 3000. J.F. Lawton wrote this version, which was more serious and somber, focusing on two troubled individuals with difficult pasts. Instead of optimism and new starts, the original story emphasized loneliness, shattered dreams, and the tough realities of life on the streets. In the first versions of the story, Vivian did not have a positive and optimistic personality. She dealt with more intense emotions instead. Edward was depicted as distant and unapproachable initially, not the warm and caring person he was in the movie. The original script even had a different ending where Vivian and Edward did not end up as a couple. In that version, Vivian was left with only a little money after spending some time with Edward, and he drove off by himself. Fortunately, the creators believed that viewers would like a story that was more emotional and hopeful. They put in a lot of effort to modify the script and turn it into a heartwarming romantic comedy. As a result of these changes, Pretty Woman became extremely popular and gained a huge following of fans who adored the magical love story between Vivian and Edward. And speaking of magic, let's take a look at one of the movie's most enchanting moments: a special ride high above the city. Number 8. A magical ride across the city. In Pretty Woman, there is a very lovely moment when Edward takes Vivian on a surprise helicopter ride over the city. This scene marks a special turning point in their relationship. Until then, they had a lot of fun and excitement together. But the helicopter ride brought a new level of wonder and romance. Edward wanted Vivian to see the world from a different perspective, one that is beautiful, full of possibilities, and adventure. As the helicopter ascended, Vivian was filled with genuine excitement as she looked down at the sparkling city lights, creating a dreamlike scene. The connection between Julia Roberts and Richard Gere in the movie felt so natural and heartwarming as they portrayed characters who were gradually developing feelings for each other through subtle gestures and warm interactions. The helicopter scene represented more than just luxury. It symbolized the feeling of freedom. It inspired Vivian to reach for bigger aspirations and allowed Edward to break away from his structured life. Flying above the ground, both characters discovered more about themselves and formed a deeper connection with each other. Number 7. The hidden talent of Richard Gere. Richard Gere is loved all over the world for his role in Pretty Woman, but not many people know that he is skilled in more than just acting. During a scene at the hotel, Edward is seen playing a lovely piece of music on a grand piano. What sets this moment apart is that it was not filmed with a stunt double or edited in post-production. Richard Gere played the piano himself during filming. Gere showed musical talent early on. In high school, he excelled at both piano and trumpet. His natural ability made it a breeze for him to take on Edward's role and bring an extra touch of charm to the character. The piano scene is understated, but carries a lot of meaning. It reveals Edward's softer, more vulnerable side that he usually kept hidden in his busy business life. Allowing Richard to play the piano himself added a sense of authenticity and intimacy to the scene. Seeing Edward get lost in the music briefly helped viewers relate to him on a deeper level. It showed that behind his wealthy and powerful facade, he had a sensitive and beautiful side. Richard's hidden talent added complexity to the story and made Edward even more memorable. This scene, although quiet, demonstrated that even the smallest moments can have a significant impact, resonating with both the audience and viewers emotionally. Number 6. How an important scene was saved. In the movie industry, not all footage shot ends up in the finished film. Some scenes are removed due to timing or not fitting the story. Pretty Woman underwent the same process with multiple scenes being cut, but one memorable moment was kept: the iconic shopping scene where Vivian, portrayed by Julia Roberts, encounters snobby store employees on Rodeo Drive. Vivian entered a fancy store in plain clothes and was mistreated by the staff, who judged her because of how she looked. What was impactful about the scene wasn't just how Vivian was treated, but how she reacted. She came back wearing a beautiful outfit, walked into the store with confidence, and gave a strong and memorable response to the salespeople. This scene from the movie became very popular because it showed Vivian's transformation and confidence excellently. It made the audience feel fulfilled to see her assert herself confidently and gracefully. This was a significant moment in the movie that made viewers root for Vivian's development and resilience. If they hadn't included this part in the movie, it would have lost one of its most powerful emotional moments. Thankfully, the team understood its significance and decided to keep it. Now, let's head over to the beautiful and heartwarming final balcony scene that made Pretty Woman a true fairy tale. Number 5. The fairy tale ending on the balcony. The last scene of Pretty Woman provided the story with a fitting conclusion. Despite the challenges faced by Edward and Vivian, the movie ends with a scene filled with love and optimism. Edward, understanding that he cannot picture his life without Vivian, shows up at her apartment in a white limousine. Instead of simply calling her from below, he climbs up the fire escape to reach her, making a grand romantic gesture reminiscent of a fairy tale. This moment was very special because it revealed a significant change in Edward. At first, he was focused on wealth, influence, and being closed off. However, now he was ready to take a risk to capture Vivian's heart. Vivian, standing on the fire escape, eagerly watches him coming closer to her with a joyful and excited expression on her face. The kiss they have at the top is filled with happiness, love, and a sense of release. It wasn't just a kiss between two characters for the viewers, but a sign of the emotional journey they had both been on. The scene felt like a hopeful message that love has the power to overcome obstacles and start anew. The balcony scene at the end of the movie is considered a very memorable and beloved moment in the history of romantic films. It made people feel happy and emotional, renewing their faith in happy endings. Number 4. When a bubble bath turned into a hair color problem. Pretty Woman had many glamorous scenes, but there were also some funny surprises behind the scenes. One of these surprises occurred while filming the bathtub scene. In this light-hearted moment, Vivian was seen relaxing in a large bubble bath, singing and laughing. It appeared flawless in the final cut, but things did not go smoothly during filming. The crew used a large amount of laundry detergent to make the big, fluffy bubbles in the scene. They wanted the bathtub to look enchanting and fun. However, they encountered an issue when the strong detergent stripped the red color from Julia Roberts' recently dyed hair in the movie. The following day, when Julia showed up on the movie set, everyone could see that her bright red hair had seriously faded. It wasn't just a small difference. The color had almost completely disappeared, which could have caused a major issue for the film's consistency. The hair and makeup crew had to quickly come up with a solution. They hurried to dye Julia's hair again so it would match the earlier scenes. The crew faced a stressful moment, but they were able to resolve the issue promptly. Julia's hair remained beautiful during filming, and viewers couldn't even tell that something had gone awry. It's ironic that a sweet, playful scene led to a major hair emergency backstage. Number 3. Julia's body double. Julia Roberts captivated audiences in the movie Pretty Woman with her stunning smile, charisma, and beauty. However, in certain scenes that focused on specific body shots, a body double was used to enhance the overall look. Donna Scoggins, who is a skilled model, took on the role of standing in for Julia in certain scenes and photos. One of the most popular promotional pictures from the film shows Vivian looking elegant in a strapless dress with long legs that stand out. Even though Julia's cheerful face appeared in the photo, the legs and body were Donna's. The editing team combined the two images so well that many viewers couldn't tell the difference. Using a body double is common in Hollywood, especially for marketing purposes. Sometimes a professional model is needed to get the perfect shot or pose. It's not that Julia was lacking anything, she was perfect for the role. It was more about getting the right image for posters and ads. Julia is still considered by fans to be the most important part of Vivian. The body double just assisted in creating a polished and glamorous final product for the movie. While there were a few scenes that did not show her fully, it was Julia's personality and charm that truly made Vivian stand out as unforgettable. Now that we've peeked behind the scenes of Julia's perfect image, let's take a ride into the surprising story of car brands making a huge mistake when Pretty Woman rolled into theaters. Number 2. When Porsche and Ferrari missed out. When the production team needed a car for Edward to drive through Beverly Hills, they wanted one that showed his wealthy and sophisticated character. They looked for a flashy, expensive car that would be instantly recognizable as the type Edward, a successful man, would drive. So, they contacted top car companies like Porsche and Ferrari because they believed these brands would perfectly fit their vision. Porsche and Ferrari said no to providing cars for the movie Pretty Woman because they thought the storyline was too mature and controversial for their brand. They were worried that being associated with the film might send the wrong message to their customers. Both companies wanted to keep their luxury image intact and were afraid that being linked to a movie with adult themes could harm their reputations. So, they politely refused to lend their vehicles for the film, leaving the filmmakers without the luxury car they had hoped for. Edward. The production team had to quickly find a new luxury car after a decision was made. Lotus came to the rescue by allowing the filmmakers to use their Lotus Esprit model in the film. Unlike Porsche and Ferrari, Lotus was open to taking a risk on the movie. The design of the Esprit, with its British charm and sleek style, fit perfectly with Edward's character. In the film, the car became more than just transportation. It became a symbol of Edward's sophisticated lifestyle and added glamour to his image. When Pretty Woman became a huge hit at the box office, Lotus benefited greatly. Their car got a lot of attention from the movie, leading to a big increase in sales. The film's popularity caused Lotus to triple their car sales, which was a huge win for the brand. The exposure and positive connection from the movie helped Lotus reach a larger audience, making it a major success in marketing. Porsche and Ferrari missed out on a great opportunity by not participating. Their choice to decline the offer meant they lost the chance to have their cars featured in a very popular romantic comedy. This rejection ended up being a big win for Lotus through successful product placement. It goes to show that sometimes taking a chance can lead to great rewards. Number 1. When a fight scene felt too real. The movie Pretty Woman is famous for its heartfelt and gentle moments, but it also has some strong scenes that add more drama to the story. One of the most unforgettable scenes is when Edward confronts his lawyer, Philip Stuckey, acted by Jason Alexander. In the plot, Edward finds out that Philip has been rude and threatening to Vivian. Upset and wanting to protect her, Edward becomes enraged and ends up punching Philip in a heated argument. The director wanted the actor to show real anger and emotion. He told Richard Gere to get into his character's protective rage. When filming started, Richard's performance was so strong that people thought he had become his character. His punch looked so real that some crew members questioned if it was just acting. The reason this moment was so powerful was because of the strong connection between Richard Gere and Jason Alexander. Richard's strong dedication to the scene created a sense of real tension, and Jason's response to the punch made the whole interaction seem even more genuine. Although it looked incredibly realistic on screen, everything was planned and executed with skillful accuracy. Both actors relied on each other and trusted one another to make sure no one got hurt during the filming. The tense atmosphere in the scene made the movie more serious than its usual lighthearted tone. The scene emphasized how much Vivian's safety and dignity meant to Edward. It also demonstrated Edward's protective side as he defended Vivian passionately, showing a different, more intense aspect of his character. This willingness to stand up for Vivian showcased Edward's admirable qualities even further. Even though the moment was short, it left a lasting impression. It made the audience admire and feel fondness for Edward even more, showing how deeply he cared and how his priorities were changing. If you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe, and also click the next video shown on your screen.